rcguygarage here, and we have a Trailer Trash Series unboxing of a DeeRC ages 14 plus, which obviously means brushless in this kind of thing. I think I'm figuring out how this works. If it's like that 7 or 8, it's brushed. If it says 14 plus, they assume brushless. But we did come across something just the other day with an RC and its repair. That 14 plus actually might not be the case. Depends upon the mechanical ability of the individual, and believe it or not, the parent may have to get involved in the repair. So this is the brushless. Looks like they're starting all over again. 001E. Four-wheel drive brushless RC car. This one I have opened up. Like I said, I'm kind of opening these now and kind of at least getting a look, seeing what I'm getting myself into. Here. So we're going to go ahead and crack this thing open. This one doesn't look too bad, man. For what potentially this is, I'm liking a couple of things right away. So let's break into it. All right. So this is the... Basically, this is the box art that you got here. This is pretty standard for DeeRC now. Brushless truck. It shows you kind of like a internal view of what certain things look like. So it gives you, obviously you can see the pinion, you can see the spur. I'm looking at that thinking, with the holes, that's a plastic spur gear. Thinking that right off. It's got to be a metal pinion, but from the holes, I'm thinking plastic spur gear. Should be fine. Other things, it's kind of an unknown. On the other side, it's giving you the other part of this truck that I'm kind of liking a little bit. And it's got like a built-in kind of cage. I kind of thought that was kind of neat. So I'm going to go ahead and just crack this thing open. Like I said, I kind of already did this. Open it up upside down. So right away, it's got the manual, and this is DeeRC, and this is what I like about DeeRC. Look at the size of this manual. This manual is huge, which is great because someone like me with glasses, I could probably take my glasses off and kind of see a blur. Wow, my eyes are bad. DeeRC, they've got, you know, ways to contact them. There is actually a phone number that you can call, DeeRC.com, and then obviously you got the USA, EU, which is Europe, and then JP, which I think was Japan. These manuals do seem to be coming standard. Gives you an overview of the vehicle, gives you another overview right here, which is nice for a younger individual. Basically showing everything that is this vehicle. Motor, switch, receiver box, transfer module, like just a whole bunch of stuff, which is kind of cool. Rear bumper, front bumper, you know, the whole thing. So what is domain? What? They're calling the servo a domain? Oh, wait a minute. Steering engine. What is domain? I'm sorry, I don't understand that. A ball? Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so that's kind of weird. The overview, still the translation of stuff is kind of funny. Showing you the remote. We've seen this remote before. I've got a whole bunch of these. It's basically this remote right here. This is the short course truck. I got the other one, which was the truck that got crushed by Big Black. That was a DeeRC vehicle. Not everything that DeeRC puts out is a piece of garbage. Takes 3 AA batteries. Pairing. Shows you how to do the pairing operation. Questions, cause, solution, forward, reverse, turn left, turn right. It does have a speed switch and a steering trim, which is good. Gives you some specifications of the car. This is the best part right here. So this right here is the best part because they, at least, unlike Hosim, DeeRC gives you an exploded view and it gives you all the part numbers, which is absolutely great. It will help with disassemble. Not that it will show you how to disassemble it, but it will help. Because it's, you know, everything's kind of like laid out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at that picture and you basically can see how things are going together. Do you know what I mean? So I do like that. Then it obviously gives you all of the retail accessory view, which is basically all the parts for this, along with what it's basically called here and its part number. So I find that, oh, there's 2 bodies. There's 2 bodies available for this thing. So which body do I have? I can't remember which one. I think I've got this one. So I think I've got the 900E car body, and there's a 902. 902, 9002, 9000E. I've got the, wait a minute, I got the 001E. Wait a minute. Okay. Well, that's a little weird. I think it's that body, though. PX9002, I think. That's kind of weird. Part number is the exact same. PX9002. So if you would have... Yeah, I don't know, guy. I think the manual is kind of messed up. PX9000, I think, is the version 2.2.2.1.9.10.3. Yeah, no, I think you might get lost on this because I already am. Well, at least they give you a manual. Remote ESC, motor, tires, wheels, pinion, a little light kit, and a wing. So, I wonder if I could put the wing on this thing. And it gives you some warnings. It's always a good idea to at least have this thing hanging around so you can order up parts. So, and this is for the 4x4 off-road brushless RC truck. Because this is a truck. 001E. So, one thing that my wife had said about this particular, the way DeeRC is doing their stuff, is she said, this actually gives you shocks. There's a shock in here. They're stepping up their game, man, on parts. Well, what she had said was that she had noticed that it looked like it was very well packaged. Like, and I definitely have to agree with her because, man, even the way this thing looks, I'm liking what they're doing here with the styling. She said it seemed like it was very well protected, and I definitely agree because of the way they've done their styrofoam. The vehicle is set up so you don't get any flat spots on tires or anything like that. It seems to be cradled fairly well. Even if it took a corner impact, the vehicle would basically be okay. So it does give you 2 batteries. So you got 1 battery on one side, 1 battery on the other side. These batteries are going to be exactly the same. And these are Dean's connected, probably like a 1500 milliamp pack. So DeeRC 1500 milliamp 2-cell pack with a Dean's connector. And inside this bag, they're going to give you a charger. But here's the funny thing, man. I can see through the bag. They're giving you a shock. How do you figure that, dude? They actually gave you a shock? That is pretty slick. These are just friction shocks. There is no oil. This vehicle probably could benefit from having oil shocks. The only reason why I'm saying that is because obviously I did take this out and I did kind of give it a drop test, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But they at least give you an extra shock, which is kind of interesting. They give you body pins with no tethers. I will say the tethers seem to, in a collision, allow the body clips to get ripped out. So not having the tethers is good. Having the tethers is also good because it makes it easy to pull them out. So it's a weird kind of trade-off. So body pins, looks like they gave you 6 body pins or 4. Wheel nuts, which is a good thing to see. So those are nylocks. 2, looks like 2 wheel pins. Gives you a few screws. Gives you a couple of hexes. So they give you a couple of things. Look at that. They even gave a link. Now the only thing they didn't do, like some of the other manufacturers like Relarlo and Hosim, I think are giving you arms. This company is not giving you arms in this particular RC. Underneath is the remote. And like I had said, this remote is basically this remote right here. So same exact remote. Fairly ergonomic, gives you a foam wheel, takes 3 batteries. Very basic operation, and it works. So, and it seems to have okay range for the type of vehicle that it is. Pull the car out. The car itself, let's get some of this stuff out of here. Oh, they give you a USB charger, cleaning brush, and a metal wheel wrench, and a Phillips screwdriver. So, you get the hop right there. So what I had noticed with this particular vehicle was that it's very bouncy. Might be okay, but I have found a couple of RCs that I've had seem to really benefit from having oil shocks. But then again, some of the RC cars in this scale size and this smallness or whatever, lesser expensive cars, they're going to give you friction shocks, which gives you no dampening. But some of these vehicles actually don't need the dampening. I think it's like the hobby gradeness of an individual kind of mixing in, wanting to take and put oil-filled shocks with everything when it doesn't really need it. Because if you're talking about younger individuals, that's what these are for. Now, do I use these at the skate park? Yeah, I am actually having a blast using these smaller RCs at at a skate park. And what I intend to do, I intend to basically take all of my small scale RC cars, take them all to the skate park and have a mini bash session at the skate park with a bunch of people and these small RC cars. I mean, a whole ton of people running these cars. There'll be plenty of room. You know there's going to be accidents. You know there's going to be crashes. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on. This car has got some styling though. What I mean by this car has some styling, it's low slung, it's wide. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the wide footprint that this thing has. This does really appear to be kind of a cool little RC car. So I wanted to show you the inside here. Like I said, these tethers are very easy to pull out with the little things, or these clips are easy to pull out with these tethers. It's just in some crashes, these tethers allow the body pins to be ripped out or ejected. And that's probably also why they give you extras. So, very cool body. I definitely like the way this looks. Calling this the Gasser RC Hobby Truck. At least they got that right, man. Finally, one of these car companies has it right. Except for the fact that on the front, it's called Speed RC Car. So, I think it's funny. But definitely on the side, granted, it does say Gasser. The thing about Gasser to me, though, there's two things. Or technically, no, there's three things. So for me, a Gasser, when it comes to the hobby world, would basically be like a Nitro or a Gas RC car. Right? But then the old school me, Gasser is a specific style of car, and that's automotive. And I'll put a couple of shots, I think, as long as I don't get... Actually, you know what? Go over to Joe Daddy's garage right now. Well, not right now. Go over to Joe Daddy's garage, because right now what he's doing is he's building a Gasser. That'll show you the old school what a Gasser is. But then in the diesel world, or in the truck world, you have diesels or coal rollers, and then you have gassers. And gassers are obviously trucks that take gas. Kind of weird that they put Gasser on the side of this thing, but I do like the fact that they're actually calling this a truck. They at least got that right. Let's shine a light here. Hopefully this helps illuminate things. Couple of things here. So we have a centrally located ESC. This is brushless power, so you can see the wires going down and in. The motor is off to the side here somewhere. I believe the motor is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this cover, because on one side, this is where the motor is and the cover. And then it's got like this built-in like cage, and it seems like they're trying to like encapsulate the truck and keep everything strong. I'm really liking what I'm seeing in this particular car. The other thing that is a possibility is that somebody had mentioned, oh, Guy, it's got plastic drive cups. You're right, it does. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. It's keeping the price range down, but it does have metal axles, metal CVDs, which is what it is, both front and rear. So front and rear has the same exact thing, metal CVDs with plastic. So I'm saying, like, there's a possibility of taking maybe the differentials out of this and putting, here we go again, putting an upgraded differential in it. And I only mean upgraded, I'm about to cry here. I only mean upgraded, meaning something that has metal cups. That's what I mean when I say upgraded, because we've already gone down the rabbit hole of Frank and Arlo. And if you don't know what Frank and Arlo is right now a 10-episode series of a complete disastrous failure of trying to convert one seemingly fairly good RC truck, it's a Kraton-looking thing from Arlo, into a brushless monster, which ended up turning out to be a disaster. Not all upgrades are created equal. Looks like we've got wiring for the front, so we've got front lights, but what I did want to do was I was just curious what is behind this cover. Now, per how I do this, I am going to take their wrench or their screwdriver, and I'm going to access this, because this is the tool they gave you. It should work, right? Now, I have come across... There was an RC company, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been, actually it might have been DeeRC, or it was Wholesome. Screwdriver they gave me, the driver stripped right away, like the handle, stripped right off of the rod. So I like to actually take their screwdriver and give it a shot to make sure it actually works. So possibly 2 screws here. And if this is the JSP or whatever the heck that thing is, the Japan standard screw. All right. Is that another one? So it looks like, thought that's all it was. See, I thought this was like a side panel. Appears like it is. But apparently I'm missing a screw or something here.
Yeah, well, guy, let me be the first one to tell you, you are definitely missing a screw.
Holy moly. All I wanted to do was literally wanted to do was just show you the motor. And I did end up taking literally the whole thing apart just to go show you the motor. So it's got a tiny little brushless motor in there. And what do you mean by tiny? What do I mean by tiny? Well, that is a very small motor that you usually find in a 1/16 or 1/18 scale RC car. This is the motor that you find in a 1/14 scale. So you can see there is a significant difference on the motor size that's in this little RC car. So that's something to keep in mind. So there is no heatsink or anything like that on there.
Wrong.
There's really no way for an individual or a kid or whatever to burn themselves, so I guess that's a good thing. You can see we got a plastic servo horn. Servo saver, I see nothing other than that servo horn possibly being some type of a saver or something. Kind of almost looks that way. Yeah, I think it is. So that's the way that is. You can see we got a plastic gear here. Yeah, I'm ready to put this thing back together. It's like 50 screws just to get this way. All right, I'll be back. Magically, you'll see it all back together.
Going down the rabbit hole of PTSD.
I know I did say it didn't have a heatsink. It does have one. So this piece of aluminum right here is technically its heatsink. So what this does is it rests on top of the motor and seemingly probably takes some of the heat away. So I figured I'd show you that because I said there wasn't a heatsink, but for some reason I was thinking this plate was a heatsink for the combo unit here. So I just wanted to show you that. And then, like YouTube magic, the RC car is back together. So at least we got a look at what we're looking at as far as the spur gear, how many screws that it takes to be able to access and get to this area. I do like some of the bracing, and I as I'm taking this thing apart, you come to a little bit of a realization. I'm actually very guilty of it myself. And you have to give some of these lesser expensive RC companies credit. Because when you think about what goes into design, yes, do some of these break? Are there flaws? Yeah, but there's breakages and flaws in everything. I mean, even when you're talking about some of the top name brands, which I won't even mention in this video, you take some of those top brands and there's flaws and issues and breakages and QC issues and everything. Now, we call these things junk, right? We call these things junk. Why? Why do you call these things junk? Like, leave a comment down below. I kind of, like I said, and it's only because I'm working on these RC cars that you get that realization that while some things may be cross-platform, some of them aren't, and they're doing kind of their own thing. I'm looking at bracing. I'm looking at how they've attached bracing. I'm looking at how they tried to strengthen the chassis. I'm looking at how they tried to make the battery box accessible. I didn't open it all the way. Check it out. It's got a battery box. Kind of looks like one of those little Revos, doesn't it? Granted, it may make it difficult to fit a large cell in there, or a larger pack, but that's also what's called proprietary, right? So there's other companies out there that do the proprietary thing that piss people off to where you feel as though there's certain things that you can't change. But in this scale, what do you really need to change? As long as you can go ahead and take that trigger and pull it, and give it some steering and maybe a little bit of brake, and as long as it doesn't break, that's where I want to say that you gotta stop calling these things junk. And you base it upon, you know, where you are at this level. If you were to take this car and give this to a younger kid or a younger individual and say, here you go, here's this piece of junk. I don't know, man. It's just food for thought. It's not all junk. Some of it's lesser quality than others, and some of it's just okay, man. It's okay to like something that is not hobby grade, or it's okay to like a Ford over a Mercury or a Lincoln, or like a Toyota over a Lexus, or a GMC used to be known as the better truck to buy when it came to buying a Chevy truck or a GM truck. GMC was the one that you should get if you were the professional grade, is what GMC goes after. It's literally called professional grade. What the hell is professional about it? It's the same damn thing. Comes off the same assembly line. It just gets different treatment. And some components are a little bit different, but professional grade. There are some of those professional grade RCs out there, or some of those hobby grade RCs out there that are absolutely junk too. So I'm looking at this in a different way. It's not all junk. And the reason why I'm saying that, I mean, I'm saying that before this thing is even taken for a ride. But what I did like is a few things that I saw on this. Obviously, them making it so the battery goes in easy. The wires are all protected. You don't have to worry about the balance port wire. This wire is supposed to come through here, I believe. Or where's the wire coming through? Oh, right here. Dang. Well, we gotta figure that out. Which way is the wire going? Could you imagine if the battery doesn't fit? So that fits. Oh, the wire does come through there. Okay. So the wire can come through both ways, it looks like. So I believe if you've got the battery door this way, the wire can come through that way and connect up. Ooh, sounded like a little spark. Look at that. I'm liking that. Look at how protected that is. Well, we got a battery in it. We might as well throw some batteries in this thing and see what happens. So it just takes the 3. Power it on. It's going to have lights on the front. Buttons easy to get to. Oh, listen to that. What? That is cool. It's got its own little tone, man. That's neat. That is different, man. The LEDs actually do look bright, but they have like something covering them, like almost like rock gods. So let's spin it up. So it does have a, does appear to have a soft start. Speed switch is all the way up. So it does have that soft start that I'm not really a fan of, but it may be okay.
I know you, guy.
Steering's okay.
Don't even think it.
Ooh, it's not liking that.
I know you're literally thinking about an ESC swap, aren't you?
So steering is going to be rolling. It's going to steer better as it's rolling. Turning radius looks like it's terrible. Alright. That's going to be interesting, man. The steering radius looks horrible. Look at that. It's almost like it needs like a bigger arm or something. Shut it off for a second. Turn it back on. See, I look like I got more steering out of it. Let's see. If I crank it and turn it off, it'll stay. Does it go any further? It does. So there's no steering rate on it. It is a 3-wire servo. I'm gonna,
Welcome to the upgrade rabbit hole. Engage.
this is brushless. The same ESC. I'm gonna connect this up.
Oh my god, guy. What the heck are you thinking, man? Didn't Frank and Arlo teach you any kind of a lesson?
Power on, I forget which car this goes to.
And we're even talking about stinking memory issues. Oh my god, guy, just give up. What are you doing?
I wanna check something here.
Yep, here we go.
I have a feeling this is the one that was slow.
I have a feeling something's slow too.
Like that soft start.
And that's your brain, guy. You're slow to learning. Frank and Arlo.
Let's, pull this apart here.
Alright, that's it. I guess this show is just gonna end. This is just supposed to be an unboxing. Look at what this guy is doing.
What are you doing, guy? Gonna break it already? Yes. Let's see what happens. Just plugging this in. I'm not sure what ESC this is. Alright, let's just see what happens. I do want to check steering, but...
Oh, the sweet smell of smoky fire.
Oh, what am I doing? Jeez. What a disaster, guy. Okay. I forget what, I'm gonna check and see if it's this one. That's short course. Yeah, so this is that remote. So granted, that's backwards. This is that soft ESC.
That ain't the only thing that's soft over here, guy.
Okay.
Man,
I had to try it.
Frank and Arlo.
Now I know. These DeeRC RC vehicles have a soft start that basically gives you nothing for air control. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug these back in. Make sure we get this right. Let's see if we're right here. It's got a delay. See how it's got a delay on speed? So I pull full trigger, watch my full trigger, and then watch the RC car. So that may be a protection. It does spool up. It's just slow. It's slow on response. Brake is good. Reverse speed is good. Definitely faster and forward. All right. Just because I'm curious.
Oh no, now what?
I do have a 3S pack here.
3S?
I just got to put my little connector on here.
This thing ain't 3S, guy.
I just want to hear what is this thing going to do if we connect up 3S to it. See how the steering is. Steering is not very strong. Let's see what the speed is like. Whoa. Big difference on 3S. Well, we're not going to run it on 3S. I am going to run it on 2S. I just wanted to try it. see what it did. So I'm going to charge up the battery. I'm going to charge up the battery and we're going to take it for a rip. Just make sure that that battery is at 100%. Take it for a run. We'll get a GPS speed on it. I'll toss the 3-cell pack in there. Actually, the 3-cell pack may not fit. They may have clamped down on what size pack you can put in there by doing that. We'll see though. Let's see if it fits. This particular pack that I've got, will this pack fit? And while I'm doing that, I can charge up this pack. So it's got the 2 little battery flip things, and then you can flip it open. Looks like there might be room in there. Oh, does a pack fit? Oh, it doesn't. Let's see, does it? You could squeeze it in there. It's not very happy. Yeah, it ain't gonna fit. Nope. You can't squeeze a 3S pack. Dang it. Yeah, they made it so you can't. Bastages. That would have been sweet. It's so close. It's so close to fitting. Yeah, it don't fit. Can't get it to close. Dang it. It's just too chunky of a pack. Oh, that would have been cool. That definitely would have been cool to run 3S. Ah, did I slice my wire? Nope. Alright. Well, we're gonna go ahead and run this thing on 2S, just like it says, probably on the box or something here. Probably says that this thing is just 2S compatible. Let's just look in the manual real quick. Does it say 3S? I don't believe there's anything on the RC car battery. Operation mode. Doesn't say anything about whether if you can run battery warning. Warnings. Not seeing anything. Remote control car uses a 7.4 lithium battery. Okay. So it'll take a 3S pack or a 3S battery, most likely, but it's not designed for it. And I didn't expect it. So we're going to go ahead and charge this pack up and we'll be back and we'll see what happens. So anyway, this is RC Guy Garage, and that's where this video is going to end. This is on the DeeRC 001E. It's almost as if they're starting over with their number series. So it is a cool, styled looking vehicle. It's got a couple of things that could be a hindrance. Does seem to have that slow start on the ESC that I didn't like. But it may be okay for the size vehicle. That might be the big difference. The other RC car was just so big that maybe with this particular RC, it'll actually be all right. I have a suspicion this is going to really shine at the skate park. So I'll be out ripping it up. What are you going to be doing today? Hear nothing, see nothing.